So, welcome back. This is my look at LA's Westside residential real estate market during the pandemic for the week ending June 14th. And I said, wow, when I looked at the data. The first wow was new listings. We were up 13% week to week, which is good news because we've been running flat to down the last 3 weeks. And if you've been following me, you know my biggest drumbeat is that it's a supply and demand problem. We have way more demand than we have supply. And it's been keeping the prices up, which was my second wow. I saw an increase of $100 on the average price per square foot. So that's only 1 week and it's not a lot of numbers in terms of sales, so I'm going to follow it, but I think that's really good news. Sales were down 7%. That's not a huge loss to me because, again, we're talking about such a small number. A few houses here or there can really swing it. The other really big wow was active escrows. Active escrows are up 99% week to week. And when I looked at the escrows that are active, there's two pools. Ones that are newer have contingencies, and ones that are about to close and are older are pending or contingency free. And when I compared the percentage of contingency free to contingency with contingencies is 68%. So that means a lot more new deals are happening and properties are going into escrow. And as I said, this is really a great time to be a seller, and it's also, with interest rates, a great time to be a buyer. And as properties start to come back to the market, it's a real opportunity. The other thing I did this week is I looked at on and off market properties in the luxury segment, which we define here as plus 5 million. Now, if you look at it from March 1st to May 15th, which is the only period I have closing data for, this year versus last year, the plus 5 million segment is down 8%, but again, it's not really a lot. It's down 8 houses. And the over 10 million is down 7%, which is 2 houses. So not a huge impact. What I did find interesting is I looked at it month to month. And traditionally, when you look at Beverly Hills, for example, which has the highest unit volume in the 5+ segment, I want to get my numbers right, so I'm going to look down here. But in March of 2019, 42% of the homes sold in March, 38% of 5 million and over sold in April, and in May, 20%. And that's kind of typical at all the different neighborhoods, whether you look at Santa Monica or Bel Air or Sunset Strip. But in 2020, the numbers really shifted, and I think it shows the impact of the pandemic, and it's going to speak to pent-up demand. Because when I look at the numbers that have sold month to month, March has turned out to be 75% of the 5 million plus sales. April it dropped to 19%, and in May it dropped to 6%. So I think that's really the impact of the pandemic and everybody in April just sort of saying, I'm taking a breath and I'm stopping. Interestingly, in these same 3 months, or really 2.5 months, both years had tremendous sales. In 2019, we saw the resale of Spelling Manor for nearly 120 million. And then this year, we had the record sale of Jeff Bezos, and I think he can thank the pandemic a little bit because we've all been spending a lot on Amazon packages. But he paid $165 million for the Warner estate, which is a record sale too. So the luxury market is not doing quite as well as it did last year, but it's not fallen off the cliff. Again, we still have an inventory problem, and so it's a great time to be a seller. Interest rates are a great time to be a buyer. So if there's anything that I could help you with in real estate, anything you'd like me to discuss, please just direct message me or send me an email. I'm happy to help. Hope you have a great week, and happy Father's Day in advance, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.